haven't seen you in a while.
Good to see you, sir.
$5 million. For $5 million, this could be yours. That was the first of the cards. And you know what that card is?
Gold card.
It's the gold card. The Trump card, gold card.
Who's the first buyer?
Me.
Who's the second?
I don't know, but I'm the first buyer. It'll be out in about less than 2 weeks, probably.
Just take a moment to soak in what you just witnessed. Arguably the most powerful person in the world is hawking a special gold Visa card strictly meant to incentivize the wealthiest foreign nationals in the world to come to America so they can use us as a tax shelter to avoid paying U.S. federal taxes on their overseas income streams. Now, contrast that message with the images and horror stories coming out of El Salvador's dystopian and inhumane Center for Terrorism Confinement Supermax prison. Even if you take the administration at its word, which you shouldn't, what's painfully clear, other than the human rights violations unfolding in front of our eyes daily, is Donald Trump and the Republican Party's disdain for the most vulnerable and downtrodden groups of people in society. Look no further than the erosion of due process rights and the complete dehumanization of immigrants to see that the administration only wants a certain type of immigrant living in our country, one with enough wealth and international influence to benefit from and collaborate with Trump's administration, not the desperate people coming to this country with legit motivations to build better lives for themselves and their families. The ruling class does not care in the slightest about the common people, undocumented immigrants, or citizens alike. And the sooner we all realize that, the better off we will all be.
The markets today are way down, the worst day in years because of the tariffs. So how's it going?
I think it's going very well. It was an operation, like when a patient gets operated on, and it's a big thing. I said this would exactly be the way it is. We have $6 or $7 trillion coming into our country, and we've never seen anything like it. The markets are going to boom, the stock is going to boom, the country is going to boom, and you'll see how it's going to turn out. Our country's going to boom.
Case in point, does this look like someone who is at all worried about the markets melting down and the palpable fear tens of millions of Americans are feeling across the country? You be the judge. Trump landed a helicopter on his golf course in Miami, Florida, in preparation for the Saudi-backed LIV Golf tournament happening this weekend. Nothing says fighting for the little man quite like being driven around your private golf course after crashing the economy now on that LIV Golf tournament.
I'll be speaking tonight. I think I'm making a speech to the players, great players, some of the best players in the world. And ultimately, hopefully, the two tours are going to merge. That would be good. I'm involved in that too. But hopefully we're going to get the two tours to merge. You have the PGA Tour, you have the LIV Tour. And I think having them merge would be a great thing.
Trump reportedly had dinner with LIV Golf officials at his Trump National Doral Miami Golf Club, where the tournament is being held, presumably to discuss how he can benefit from a potential merger between the leagues. While Trump continues to use his power and influence to enrich himself while in office, this is what someone who actually cares about working people is doing. Hey guys, quick break in the action. I have a new show coming out called The Rick Strom Show. It is going to be awesome. I'm interviewing musicians, athletes, producers, writers, journalists, authors, sports doctors. Go check it out at youtube.com/@TheRickStromShow. Also be sure to throw me a follow on Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky. It can all be found in the description box below. Thank you.
And that is that under Donald Trump, this country is hurtling rapidly toward oligarchy, toward authoritarianism, toward kleptocracy, and toward more and more income and wealth inequality. That is what is happening. I think it is very clear that today we have a government of the billionaire class, by the billionaire class, and for the billionaire class. Elon Musk contributed $277 million to get Donald Trump elected president, and he was rewarded with the most important position in government. In other words, he put out the money and he got what he paid for. Trump also nominated 13 other billionaires to head various government agencies. So almost all the guys who are running the government are billionaires.
None other than Vermont's finest, Senator Bernie Sanders.
And in an absolutely unconstitutional and frightening way, federal agents have grabbed foreign students, thrown them into unmarked cars, and taken them to detention facilities. And what is their crime? What have they done that deserves that kind of treatment? Well, in at least one case, a woman wrote a article critical of Israel. In another case, somebody attended a demonstration. Do you really grab people off of the street, throw them in unmarked cars, take them to detention centers because they expressed a political point of view? And unbelievably, he is now going after law firms that oppose them. Giant law firms. Can you imagine a president threatening a law firm because they represented a client or did something that you don't like? Trump has very little respect for the Constitution of the United States and for the rule of law. He wants more and more power for himself and his fellow billionaires. He wants to lead an authoritarian nation. And to make a bad situation even worse, Trump and Musk are rapidly trying to dismember and destroy federal agencies that serve working families and the poor. Musk has laid off thousands of workers at the Social Security Administration, which will make it harder for the elderly and the disabled to get the benefits that they paid for. It's a massive attack against Social Security. Trump and Musk have also decided to lay off some 83,000 employees at the Veterans Administration, which will mean that the men and women who put their lives on the line to defend our country, our veterans, will see a deterioration in the health care they receive at the VA and the timeliness of the benefits that they earned. And then on top of all of that, Trump and his Republican colleagues are now working on a huge reconciliation bill, which will make massive cuts to Medicaid, education, nutrition, etc. To do what? Why are they making these cuts? In order to give over $1 trillion in tax breaks to the 1%. So that's where we are. That is the bad news. And all in all, it is a pretty dismal situation.
It is indeed a pretty dismal situation. But as Bernie will go on to say, the American public is slowly waking up to the threat that Trump, Elon Musk, and the rest of the billionaire oligarchs pose to anyone who is not already a part of the 1%. If Elon's humiliating loss in the Wisconsin State Supreme Court race is any indication of what we may see in the midterms and other special elections, then we might actually have some hope of turning the ship around. But if the Dem establishment continues to balk at adopting a truly populist, progressive policy platform that improves the quality of life of the vast majority of the country, then all Bernie and his fellow progressives' work will be for nothing. If you can and are willing, please become a paid member here at TYT Sports. And or go to tyt.com/join. In addition, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate it. Have a great day.